Good morning, students. Last class we dealt with the light reaction about the C3 cycle, the cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Now we'll go with the dark reaction. So in light reaction we have seen that there is synthesis of ATP and NADP. The two processes, cyclic and the non-cyclic process, help in the synthesis of the molecules, that is ATP and NADPH2. Now those molecules that are being produced by the grana in the chloroplast are being utilized for the synthesis of the glucose, and this process occurs in the absence of the light, and this reaction, it is light independent reaction where it does not require the light. So light is not being required for this processes. So there are two reactions in the dark reactions, or two cycles in the reactions, two cycles of photosynthesis where there is formation of a glucose or synthesis of a glucose. So in the dark reactions there are two, that is C3 pathway and C4 pathway. This dark reaction in that C3 pathway, that is was discovered by Melvin Kelvin, and is also called as Calvin cycle or C3 pathway. It is called as Calvin cycle or C3 pathway, where the process is being divided into three important steps. Those are carboxylation, reduction, and regeneration. So there are three processes or steps in the process of C3 pathway or Calvin cycle or C3 cycle, Melvin Calvin cycle. Those are carboxylation, reduction and regeneration. So this, as I said, it is a light independent reaction where ATP and NADP are being utilized. So this cycle starts with the first component, that is ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate, which is already present in the stroma of the chloroplast. This process usually occurs in the stroma of the chloroplast. Stroma is the component of the chloroplast. Light reaction, as it occurs in the grana of the chloroplast, this process occurs in the stroma of the chloroplast. So what is the cycle? What is the process? We will just go with the process of Calvin cycle. In the dark reaction, it is C3 pathway. Ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate which is already present in the stroma of the chloroplast with the help of the enzyme Rubisco. Expansionase ribulose bisphosphate carboxylase oxygenase. It is one of the universal enzyme. This Rubisco expansionase ribulose bisphosphate or biphosphate carboxylase and oxygenase. Rubisco ribulose sugar with two component of phosphate group and carboxylase enzyme and oxygenase. This is one of the universal enzyme absorbing both carbon dioxide and the oxygen. So it is regarded as a universal because this is the enzyme that is helping in to carry out many of the metabolic actions or the processes in the body of the plants. So with the help of this enzyme, Rubisco, ribulose bisphosphate carboxylase, the ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate, which is also called as ribulose monophosphate, undergo carboxylation. It is undergoing the process of, the first step is carboxylation. So the ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate undergo the process of carboxylation. Meaning of carboxylation is fixation of carbon dioxide. The very first step in C3 pathway is fixation of carbon dioxide. So what is carboxylation? That is fixation of carbon dioxide. Ribulose bisphosphate, or which appears in the form of ribulose monophosphate, absorbs atmospheric carbon dioxide and water. There is fixation of carbon dioxide. So this process of fixation of carbon dioxide is known as carboxylation. I'll say what is the meaning of carboxylation. Fixation of carbon dioxide by the enzyme is known as carboxylation. So there is fixation of carbon dioxide by ribulose monophosphate to form. It forms a 6-carbon compound which is unstable. Initially, with the help of the enzyme, it forms a 6-carbon compound which is unstable. That 6-carbon compound immediately splits to form 3-carbon compound, that is phosphopyruvate. Or we can go with the compound that is being formed is 3-phosphoglycerate. Immediately, which is a 3-carbon compound. RuBP, that is ribulose monophosphate, immediately undergo the process of carboxylation to form the unstable 6-carbon compound. That unstable 6-carbon compound immediately splits to form 3-phosphoglycerate, which is a 3-carbon compound. As this is the first stable compound that is being formed by the fixation of carbon dioxide, so Calvin called this cycle as C3 cycle. The first stable compound that is being formed by fixation of carbon dioxide is a 3-carbon compound molecule. So this cycle was being named as C3 cycle or C3 pathway. Then next process is after carboxylation. The next process is reduction, where it undergoes a series of reduction process. A series of reduction process to form triose sugar. It forms the glucose when it reduced to form triose phosphate, which is later on converted into sucrose or starch. Yes. So the second process is reduction process, where 3-phosphoglycerate undergo a series of reduction reactions where it uses the ATP and NADPH2, where ATP is being used up for the process of phosphorylation, where it is being reduced to ADP and NADP plus inorganic phosphate, where 3-phosphoglycerate undergo a series of reduction reactions. During this reduction reaction, the ATP and NADPH2 that are being synthesized by the light reactions are being used up for the reduction of 3-phosphoglycerate to form the triose phosphate, where ATP for each 2 molecules of ATP and NADP are being used up for the process of phosphorylation and for the reduction of NADPH. So by using, as I said, in the light reaction produces ATP and NADP that is being used up in the dark reaction. So those molecules are the byproducts of the light reactions are being used or utilized for the formation of the glucose by C3 plants or during the C3 cycle, where the 3-phosphoglycerate uses 3 ATP molecules and 3 NADPH2 molecules to form triose phosphate, where it is ready to undergo phosphorylation and reduction reactions. So a series of reduction reactions using 2 molecules of ATP and NADPH2 forms the triose phosphate. The triose phosphate is later on converted into a sucrose or a starch. Again, there is this triose phosphate has to be regenerated back. Triose phosphate is again regenerated back to ribulose monophosphate. Yes, so here the process is known as regeneration. So the third step is regeneration, where again it uses ATP molecules for the process of regeneration. So again, triose phosphate is undergo, that is, it will, the ribulose biphosphate has to be regenerated. So the triose phosphate undergo regeneration and again the ribulose bisphosphate occurs. So the process continues with the use of and to form the glucose. Here 6 molecules of carbon dioxide. It uses around 6 moles of carbon dioxide for the fixation. For the process of fixation, the process requires around 6 molecules of carbon dioxide. If you go with the equation, what is the equation? 6CO2 plus 12H2O forms C6H12O6 with the liberation of 6 molecules of water and 6 molecules of oxygen. So here it requires around 6 molecules of carbon dioxide. So totally it takes 6 cycles or 6 process of absorption of carbon dioxide, 6 process or 6 molecules of carbon dioxide. It takes 6 turns to form 1 molecule of glucose. So totally it is absorbing 6 times. It takes 6 turns. 6 turns for the fixation of 1 molecule of glucose. And totally in this reaction 18 ATP molecules and 12 NADPH, 2 molecules are utilized for the formation of the glucose. Yes, so the product that is being produced by the light reaction is used by C3 plants or in the C3 pathway, that is the dark reaction, for the formation of the glucose, that is the triose phosphate. So there are 3 steps. One is carboxylation, second is reduction, and third is regeneration. So this process occurs in the stroma of the chloroplast where the ATP are being used up. So once again we will deal with the cycle where it takes, the cycle continues with 6 turns to form 1 molecule of glucose. 6 moles of carbon dioxide are required and it requires around 18 ATP molecules and 12 NADPH2 molecules. So here the C3 pathway, as it was explained by Calvin, it is also called as Calvin cycle, Calvin or C3 pathway. Why it is called as C3 pathway? The first stable product that is being formed by the fixation of carbon dioxide is a 3-carbon compound. So the first stable is a 3-carbon compound. So Melvin Calvin called this cycle as C3 pathway or C3 cycle. So once again we will understand the cycle. So ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate in the form of monophosphate is already present in the stroma of the chloroplast, and this process of dark reaction occurs in the stroma of the chloroplast. Yes, there are 3 reactions: carboxylation, reduction and regeneration. So the first step is carboxylation, where there is fixation of carbon dioxide. The process of fixation of carbon dioxide is known as carboxylation, where it absorbs atmospheric carbon dioxide and water. Initially, it forms a 6-carbon compound which is unstable. It is an unstable compound. That unstable compound immediately splits to form the first stable compound, that is 3-phosphoglycerate. The first stable compound that is being formed by the fixation of a carbon dioxide is a 3-carbon compound. So this cycle is called as C3 cycle. So first process is carboxylation, where there is fixation of carbon dioxide. With the fixation of carbon dioxide, the first stable that formed is a 3-phosphoglycerate, which is a 3-carbon compound. Yes, this 3-phosphoglycerate undergo the process of reduction reaction. There is a series of reduction reaction to form triose phosphate. This triose phosphate later on is being converted into sucrose or starch in the leaves, and it is preserved in the leaves. In this process of reduction, the ATP and NADPH2 that are being synthesized are being used up, where ATP is phosphorylated and NADP is being reduced. Totally 2 molecules of ATP and NADP are being used for the formation of a triose phosphate. Again, ribulose monophosphate is being regenerated back. Again with the help of ATP molecules. With the help of ATP molecules, the triose phosphate, the ribulose bisphosphate is regenerated back with the help of ATP molecules from the triose phosphate. Or we can say that the triose phosphate, in order to regenerate, uses the ATP molecules to form RUBP. So in that way it takes the 6 turns. 6 turns are being taken to form one glucose molecule. So 6 molecules of carbon dioxide helps in the formation of, with the water helps in the formation of a glucose or one molecule of glucose. This is about the C3 pathway. Then one more process occurs in the dark reaction, that is C4 pathway, which was studied by Hatch and Slack. So this is the schematic representation of the C3 pathway, very important process where there is a formation of the glucose. So the molecule undergo carboxylation, reduction reaction and regeneration. There are 3 steps in this, and the intermediate products that are being formed are 3-phosphoglycerate, triose phosphate, and that is being changed to form or converted to form sucrose and the starch. So these 3 processes, overall the ATP and NADP molecules are being used up in the absence of the light during the dark reaction, and this process occurs in some of the plants. Those plants are also known as C3 plants. The examples of C3 plants are rice, wheat. Examples where we call them as C3 are rice, wheat, potatoes, the woody and the temperate plants. Some of the examples of C3 plants are rice, wheat, beans, potato, some of the woody beans, woody and the temperate plants. So such plants which undergo this process are also called as C3 pathway or C3 plants. Yes. Now next, the process, another process of the dark reaction is C4 pathway. Or it is also called as Hatch and Slack cycle. It is known as Hatch and Slack cycle as it was studied by the 2 scientists. Here these C4 pathway or the C3 cycle was observed by these scientists, and the plants were called as C4 plants, which exhibit a special type of anatomy known as the Kranz anatomy. Kranz anatomy. It is a type of anatomy where you can see that found in plants where vascular bundles are surrounded by large sized cells called bundle sheath cells, which are covered as a web. So it is a special type of anatomy found in some of the C4 plants. Here, being this type of anatomy is the where the vascular bundles, you can just look into the figure over there in the notes or in the textbook that is being given. It is observed in such a plants where there is dimorphism. There are two forms of cells. The leaves exhibit the two forms of cells. So there is the structure of the crans anatomy. Upper epidermis of the leaf, lower epidermis of the leaf, the vascular tissues, which are surrounded by large sized cells where the chloroplast do not contain granule. So these are bundle sheath cells surrounding the vascular and between the upper and lower epidermis is the mesophyll cells. This is the structure of the plants which exhibit the crans anatomy, where the vascular bundles, that is the xylem and the phloem, are surrounded by large sized cells known as the bundle sheath cells. These bundle sheath cells are larger in size. They contain the larger chloroplast but does not contain the stroma. It does not have the stroma and the normal cells. So this leaf shows dimorphism in the chlorenchymatous cells. The chlorenchymatous cells are of two forms. One is in the mesophyll cell and the other is the bundle sheath cells. And this reaction occurs between the mesophyll cell and the bundle sheath cells. So it was being observed by the scientist called as crans and is the plants that exhibit the crans and The C4 plants, they exhibit this special type of anatomy known as the Kranz anatomy, where if you see the leaf, if under the transverse section, it shows the upper epidermis and the lower epidermis with dimorphic chlorogametous cells. Why dimorphic? Because there are two types of cells. One is the mesophyll cell, which are normal cells, while it has large sized bundle sheath cells. Here the vascular bundles, that is xylem and the phloem, are having the large sized cells, are surrounded by large sized cells known as the bundle sheath cells. And this C4 pathway was being observed, that it is being conducted by two cells, that is the mesophyll cell and the bundle sheath cells. So the process, what is the schematic representation of the C4 pathway? It was studied by Hatch and Slack. So it is also called as one is the mesophyll cell, and the other one is the large size bundle sheath cell. This is mesophyll cell and this is bundle sheath cell. So it has two membranes, the outer membrane and the cell wall. That have been separated by plasmodesmata. So the two cells, the mesophyll cell and the bundle sheath cells, this reaction occurs in the mesophyll cell and the bundle sheath cells, where the bicarbonate, that is phosphoenol pyroic acid, which is already present in the mesophyll cell with the help of the enzyme rubisco. Again, there is fixation of carbon dioxide. There is a process of fixation where phosphoenol pyruvate. The phosphoenol pyruvate is, with the help of bicarbonate, there is fixation process where the carbon dioxide undergo carboxylation to form C4 acid. The first C4 acid is oxaloacetic acid, OAA, which is a 4-carbon compound. So the reaction starts in the mesophyll cell with the fixation of carbon dioxide, where the phosphoenol or the bicarbonates combine that with the phosphoenol pyruvate with the help of the enzyme PEP carboxylase. So the enzyme that is being used is phosphoenol pyruvate carboxylase. With the help of this enzyme and riboscope, there is fixation of carbon dioxide to form oxaloacetic acid, which is the first compound that is being formed, and it is a 4-carbon compound which is having 4-carbon compound. So the first stable product that is being formed by fixation of carbon dioxide is a 4-carbon compound. So this cycle is also named as C4 cycle. This C4 acid is nothing but oxaloacetic acid. This oxaloacetic acid is transported through plasma desmata and enters the bundle sheath cells. The C4 acid is transported to the mesophyll cell through plasma desmata into the bundle sheath cell. There it is being changed to another C4 acid. This C4 acid is malic acid or aspartic acid. So the oxaloacetic acid that is being formed by the fixation of carbon dioxide in the mesophyll cell is transported to the bundle sheath cell, and when it enters into the bundle sheath cell, it is converted into malic acid or aspartic acid. This malic acid or the aspartic acid undergo decarboxylation and produces pyruvic acid and releases the carbon dioxide. So first acid, C4 acid, is oxaloacetic acid. Second acid is malic acid, which undergo decarboxylation to form pyruvic acid, which is a 3-carbon compound. So it undergo decarboxylation. The malic acid undergo decarboxylation to produce C3 acid, that is the pyruvic acid, with the release of carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide enters to the C3 pathway. The carbon dioxide that being formed by decarboxylation of malic acid enters into the C3 pathway, where C3 pathway occurs in the bundle sheath cells, within the bundle sheath cells of the chloroplast. So the carbon dioxide, it undergo decarboxylation to form pyruvic acid and carbon dioxide, while the carbon dioxide undergo fixation. It enters into the C3 pathway, while the pyruvic acid is again transported back. Pyruvic acid is transported back into the mesophyll cell, where it undergo regeneration. It undergoes regeneration to form phosphoenol transported back to the mesophyll cell where it is regenerated back to form phosphoenol pyruvate acid, and the process continues. The process continues where two carboxylation process occurs. In this cycle, there is two times there is fixation of carbon dioxide, one by the mesophyll cell and the other by the bundle sheath cells. So this cycle is occurring between the two cells, that is the mesophyll cell and the bundle sheath cells. So in this cycle, there is fixation of carbon dioxide in the mesophyll cell, while C4 pathway occurs in the mesophyll cell and the C3 pathway occurs in the bundle sheath cells. So in that, the intermediate products that are being formed are oxaloacetic acid, malic acid and pyruvic acid. This pyruvic acid is regenerated to form phosphoenol pyruvate, again with the help of the enzyme phosphopyruvate dikinase. With this enzyme, the enzyme used is phosphoenol pyruvate dikinase. With the help of this enzyme, the phosphoenol pyruvate is regenerated back into the mesophyll cells. So the process continues in the plants, and such plants are called as C4 plants. So here the C4 plants, some of the examples of C4 plants are maize and sorghum, which exhibit the C4 pathway. While C4 is said to be more efficient than the C3 cycle, where there is maximum fixation of carbon dioxide. With maximum fixation of carbon dioxide occurs in the C4 cycle. I will try to repeat it. I will repeat it the process once again, where it was being studied by Hatch, Slack, and it is called as the C4 pathway. It occurs between the two cells, that is mesophyll cell and bundle sheath cell, which exhibit a special type of anatomy known as the Kranz anatomy. In this Kranz anatomy, the mesophyll cells are smaller and the bundle sheath cells are larger. So here first step is the fixation, where the carboxylation occurs. Fixation of carbon dioxide occurs by phosphoenol pyruvate with the help of a bicarbonate, where fixation of carbon dioxide is occurring in the mesophyll cell to form the first stable compound, which is a C4 acid. This C4 acid is nothing but oxaloacetic acid, which is a 4-carbon compound. So the first stable product that is being formed by this cycle is a 4-carbon compound. So this cycle is also called as C4 cycle. So the C4 acid, that is oxaloacetic acid, that is produced in the mesophyll cell is transported through the plasmodesmata. So between the two cells, the minute space that is present between the two adjacent neighboring cells, where there can be exchange of segments or molecules from one cell to another cell in the cell wall, is the plasmodesmata. So here the C4 acid is transported to the bundle sheath cell, into the bundle sheath cells, and it is converted to form malic acid or aspartic acid. This malic acid undergo decarboxylation. When it enters into the bundle sheath cells, it is converted, oxaloacetic acid is converted into malic acid, which undergo decarboxylation, where it forms the C3 and releases carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide that is being produced by decarboxylation of the malic acid is utilized in the C3 pathway, or it enters the C3 cycle process where there is synthesis of a glucose, while the pyruvic acid is transported back to the mesophyll cell where it is regenerated back into phosphoenol pyruvate with the help of the enzyme phosphoenol pyruvate dikinase. Yes, so again here the molecule is regenerated, and such cycle we can see in some of the plants. Those are called as C4 plants. Example is the maize and the sorghum. So in this too, both the representation of C3 and C4 are very important concept of the topic of the chapter. So here the C3 and the C4 where ATP are being utilized for the formation of the phosphoenol pyruvate. So this helps in the formation of synthesis of the glucose. So in C3 cycle, with the fixation of carbon dioxide, there is a formation of a glucose. Here in C3 only once there is fixation of carbon dioxide. Here there is twice the fixation of the carbon dioxide. So ultimately in the C3 cycle, that is the glucose is being synthesized, where here the many intermediate products are being used. These intermediate products can also be oxidized or being reduced, where if they undergo the process of oxidation, they are involved in the process of aerobic respirations. So the intermediate products are being formed with the help of the enzyme. As the enzyme, that is phosphoenol pyruvate dikinase, is helping to regenerate phosphoenol pyruvate, the phosphoenol pyruvate carboxylase is responsible for the fixation of the carbon dioxide. So totally in the dark reaction, that is C3 and C4 pathway, there is fixation of carbon dioxide where it undergoes series of processes with the formation of intermediate products. So the two main questions of 5 marks is draw the schematic representation of C3 and C4 cycle, each for 5 marks, or it can be explain C3 cycle or Calvin cycle, or the one more question is explain the C4 pathway. Yes, then why Calvin cycle is called as C3 cycle? Why Hatch and Slack cycle is called as C4 cycle? So we have studied the light reactions and the dark reactions. Now we will go with the differences. What is the difference between a light reaction and the dark reactions? So we'll go with the differences, that is the light reactions and dark reactions. You can just look into the schematic representation of the cycle and try to find out the differences of light reaction and the dark reaction. So what can be the first point in the light reaction? What can be the point for the how you are going to differentiate the light reaction and the dark reaction? So first is it occurs in the presence of light. This process of light reaction requires light and it occurs in the presence of light. Why? It occurs in the absence of light. The Calvin cycle and the non-cyclic phosphorylation, where the synthesis of ATP and NADPH2 are occurring in the presence of light reaction, while the C3 and the C4 pathway are occurring in the absence of the light. Then this process takes place in the grana of the chloroplast, while it takes place in stroma of the chloroplast. Light reaction, it takes place in the grana of the chloroplast, while the dark reaction, it takes place in the stroma of the chloroplast. Then, here, there is no photolysis of water occurs. So the end products, the byproducts that are being formed, the products or the end products that are being formed are ATP, NADPH2, water with the formation, with the release of oxygen. So the byproducts of this cycle are ATP, Na, DPH2, water and oxygen. Here the byproducts are the glucose and phosphoglyceraldehyde. The byproducts are glucose and phosphoglyceride, the end products that are being formed. After the reactions, the end products or the byproducts that are being produced by the light reactions are ATP, NADPH2, water and oxygen, while in the dark reaction, the products are glucose and phosphoglyceraldehyde, in short form PGAL, phosphoglyceraldehyde. Yes, and these end products of this reactions, the end products are used in these products are utilized for dark reactions. These products that are being formed are being used up. They are being utilized for the dark reactions. So as we have learned that the further synthesis of glucose, ATP and NADP are being required. So the end products are being used by the dark reaction, that is during the Calvin cycle and the Hatch and Slack cycles, where in this light reaction, while in the dark reaction, the products are being utilized for the formation of or used up as food materials. which can also be stored. They are being used up as a food materials which can be always be stored as a starch component in the leaves. Then it does not involve photolysis of water. Yes, photolysis of water occurs in the light reaction, where we have seen that with the help of photolysis, the very first step of the light reaction is photolysis of water. This photolysis of water takes place. Photolysis of water takes or occurs in the light reaction, where it is photolysis of water do not occur in the dark reactions. Then there is release of molecular oxygen. Molecular oxygen is not naturally when water molecules are split, there is release of molecular oxygen in the light reaction. In the dark reaction, molecular oxygen is not being released as the process does not undergo splitting of the water molecules. Yes, and here in the light reaction it does not uses the carbon dioxide. It does not require the carbon dioxide for its activities, so it does not uses carbon dioxide. While in dark reaction it uses carbon dioxide for fixation process. It uses the carbon dioxide, where we have seen carboxylation in the C3 cycle and even the carboxylation in the C4 cycle. Where in the light reaction carbon dioxide is not being used or it is not required, while in the dark reactions the carbon dioxide is required or it is used up. And this process is light sensitive, while the dark reaction is temperature sensitive. The effect of light, the intensity of the light or the wavelength of light, or one of the factor that can affect the rate of process of light reaction can be light. Light can affect the rate of the light reaction. This reaction can be affected by the difference in the wavelength of the light or the intensity of the light. So it is light sensitive, while the dark reaction is temperature sensitive. Fluctuation in the temperature or high increase of the temperature and very less temperature decrease in the temperature may affect the reactions. So the dark reaction is temperature sensitive. So this class we have gone through the C3 pathway, C4 pathway, and the differences between the light reaction and the dark reaction. In the next class we will continue with photochemical oxidation process, how the process of what is the difference between C3 and C4 cycle and what are the factors that affect the rate of photosynthesis. So in this class the questions that are, I repeat the questions, the 5 mark questions are: draw the schematic representation of C3 cycle with the explanation. Explain the C3 cycle, or the second question is explain C4 cycle or C4 pathway. Then the third question is the differences. What is the difference between the light reaction and the dark reaction? Why Calvin cycle? Next question is, the fourth question is, why C4 cycle? Why Calvin cycle is called as C4 cycle, and why Hatch and Slack cycle is called as C4 cycle? So based on the product that is being formed is we can classify the cycle, or we have identified the cycle as C3 cycle and C4 cycle. Next class we will deal with the next part of the topic. Thank you.